One day in 6th grade, I go to the bathroom and come back to the whole class laughing. A boy named Robert has put a clean tampon on my seat. "Look, guys," he yells, "she's on her period, gross." Our teacher, confused about what to do, falls silent. I begin to cry. No, I haven't even gotten my period yet. Trying to be heard over the laughter, but they're all having too much fun to stop and listen. This is a tough year for me in school to begin with. I have no friends in my class, but I try to make the best of it. I do all my work, I listen to my teacher, I'm never disruptive, but Robert makes everything worse. For the next year, he does awful things to me. He goes through my notebooks and finds little love notes I wrote to my crush and gives them to him. The whole class then watches my crush laugh in my face and viciously turns me down. Robert steals my homework and rips it up so I'll get in trouble for not having done it. He breaks my bassoon reeds that I barely can afford as it is. But it all comes to a head one day at recess. I'm standing by the trees reading a book when he comes up behind me, shoves me down, and runs away laughing. What he doesn't know is that when he pushed me, a rock hit my breastplate and I stopped breathing. I can't speak, I can't call out for help. But in this moment of perceived death, I have this thought, not yet knowing how many of the same will come after it. I want to die. Back then, I don't even know what wanting to die is called. Suicidal isn't a word in my lexicon. All I know is that every day when I get off the bus, this boy's laughter ringing in my ears. I stand on my driveway and stare at my roof thinking, all right, now if I could just figure out how to climb up there and crane my neck just so it'll snap and I won't have to be me anymore. I stare off into space in class and fantasize about suicide plans. I start to believe the horrible things that Robert and everyone else is saying about me. I want to escape everything. This school, this boy, my classes, my lack of friends, my entire life, everything around me. He chips away at my resolve to keep living. Finally, I tell my mother about all of this, and she is enraged. We go to the guidance counselors, and all they say is, Robert's parents are going through a divorce. He's just acting out. He's a boy. He'll grow out of it. He's young. No actions are taken to reprimand him. I just have to keep living like this, knowing that even the adults, the people who should be able to protect me, can't stop it. Won't stop it. After that year, I never really see Robert again. I'm never in his classes, but that doesn't mean the bullying stops. The other kids witnessed Robert's actions, and they see it as a ticket to ride, permission to mock me relentlessly year after year after year. They call me a faggot and a dyke because a rumor goes around that I'm gay, and it pushes me further and further into the closet. Girls gain my trust by pretending to be my friend only so they can tell everyone else all of my secrets. All of the pain I've been put through has me so starved for friendship and kindness that I can't see past these people's facades. Every time someone is even relatively nice to me, I grab onto them like a life preserver, only to either push them away by becoming too clingy or to have them leave me because they only wanted to hurt me in the first place. But I'm not the only one to be bullied. I watched other people go through it as well, and when they do, I don't have the courage to stand up for them the way none of the other kids ever stood up for me. One girl, Sarah, is tortured the same way I am, but she's more vocal trying to get the kids to stop. Everyone knows she has a sore spot for her European-sounding last name, so they intentionally mispronounce it just to make her start yelling and crying. I never join in, but I never really help her either. She's so sad all the time, and I feel a kinship with her, yet I never go about talking to her or trying to be her friend. Everyone calls her annoying, ugly, a bookworm. I fear that if I'm associated with her, the mocking will become even more relentless for the both of us. After high school, for a while, I'm not okay. All the suffering I'd gone through catches up with me, and the December after graduation, I try to kill myself. I'm admitted into the psych ward, and that week is one of the hardest I'd ever had to go through. But after I'm released, it doesn't end there. I wind up attempting suicide 2 more times over the following 4 years, having a plethora of hospitalizations. In those years, I'm an anxious wreck all of the time. I can't hold down a job, being so depressed on some days that I can't even get out of bed. School isn't an option, considering that the work and the looming thought of finals was what pushed me over the edge and considered me to try to kill myself the first time. I ruined my only healthy romantic relationship by self-sabotaging and pushing her away, assuming no one could ever love me. I self-harm. I hate my personality and the way I look. I feel trapped in a life no one should ever have to live. One of the factors in my self-hatred is my role in the vicious, endless cycle of causing pain, my need for revenge. I have tried to take revenge on the people who have made my life worse, but the thing is, I regret it every day. Hurting someone who hurt you or taking your anger out on someone else just keeps the cycle going. But eventually, I broke the cycle. Now, when someone mocks me, I laugh with them. When someone tries to hurt me, I unceremoniously cut them out of my life. And I won't lie to you and say that pain and bullying ends after graduation, after you cut out that one toxic person, but each blow will start to lessen when you take control and decide that they're wrong. Pain should never be shared or transferable. Loving yourself, even in very small chunks, even in bits and pieces at first, is the most beautiful revenge you can ask for. Breaking the cycle helped me lose the grief and find forgiveness for myself and for others. I'm not the same person I was in 6th grade, daydreaming off of roofs. I'm not the same person I was in high school, hiding behind apathy, loneliness, and a sketchbook. And no one that hurt me is the same person either. Best of all, I've come to realize that those people did not ruin me. They tried very hard. Before hospitalizations later, many burned bridges and a lot of therapy. I am still here. I clawed my way out. Robert probably doesn't remember what he did to me. He probably doesn't even remember my name. But the thing is, I don't need him to make peace with my past. There's a strength in me that blossomed when I decided not to let trauma puppet me. Slowly, over this past year, I've become more stable. I've had very few suicidal thoughts, and I haven't self-harmed once. I've lost the weight I've hated myself for. I've become a person I don't avoid looking at in the mirror. I've come out of the closet as gay, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I've become stronger, and I don't let things that go wrong in my life define my mental health. Things are looking up for me. Things are looking up for Sarah, too. I ran into her recently, and I was happy to see that she's doing incredibly well. She has a great job that she loves. She looked good. She looked happy. It's inspiring to see that she shed the pain of her past. She is getting better. I am getting better. Anyone can get better. And that's the most inspiring point of all.